more than half of modern slavery claimants arriving by small boats across the English Channel are now Albanian. That's according to the latest government figures analysed by Migration Watch UK. It found that in the first half of 2022, people from the Eastern European nation accounted for most modern slavery from those who arrived in the UK via small boats. It marks an exponential increase in Albanians claiming to be victims of the crime. So a little bit of context. In 2021, they accounted for just 11%. Now, of course, it's over 50%. That is a dramatic increase. Joining me to discuss this is former Director General of UK Border Force, Tony Smith, CBE. I will start, if you don't mind, by asking you the same question I'm asking our viewers and our listeners to email in on gbviews@gbnews.uk, which is whether or not we should be turning back all asylum claims from Albania. Your views?
I think that's a big ask, Patrick, that you say all claims that should be discredited because, no two cases are the same. But I think it's worth saying that a very significant number of arrivals from Albania do not have, in my view, a prima facie claim for asylum or for human rights or for being victims of trafficking either, for that matter. So I think there is a case that they should be processed in a different way. They should be processed much more quickly than they are being now. And they, should be detained when they arrive here, and the Home Office should put a task force onto processing those cases really, really quickly and demonstrating that those that would come behind them that actually this isn't going to work. You're going to be locked up. Your case is going to be resolved very, very swiftly, and before you know it, you'll be back in Tirana. I think that's the best deterrent of all, and I think there's a very strong case for that in countries like Albania, who are not renowned, actually, for persecuting groups of their own nationals on grounds of political opinion or religion.
This is my point. We do know that several other countries basically class Albania as a completely safe country. I don't see much reason why we shouldn't do the same. We also know, of course, don't we, that the modern slavery laws, which are subject to much contention, potentially need to be changed because potentially people are using them as some kind of legal loophole as a way of getting into the UK and being granted leave to remain. How easy would it be for me to claim that I was a victim of modern slavery if I travelled here from Albania?
Well, of course, this is the problem, Patrick. Of course you could do that. I mean, anybody can do that. And this is the problem with the border right now, is that people, when they get within the jurisdiction, can claim all kinds of things. Then it's not within the jurisdiction of the officer that greets you in the border force to deal with. It has to be remitted to a caseworker. And those caseworkers are overwhelmed, frankly, with backlogs of cases. So that's the problem. I wouldn't say there are never going to be any victims of trafficking coming from Albania. There will be, Patrick, because it's international organised crime, and I'm afraid there are victims of trafficking, but certainly not in my estimation in this number. So we need to reform the process. We can do this. We did it when I was in the UK Border Agency, where these cases will be dealt with really, really swiftly. And if found to be unmeritorious, as I think most of them will be, then those people could be returned swiftly to Albania, who have already agreed with us to take them back. Even if they are victims, Patrick, of trafficking, the Albanians have offered to give them protection upon their return. So it doesn't follow that if you're a victim of trafficking, you get to stay in your destination country. So I think there's a lot that could be done. I think the Home Office are looking at this. I think we're beginning to see action now, very, very slowly on Albanians, and I'm hoping that will accelerate quite quickly now.